Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this January the 4th, 2025. I'm hoping everybody had a great Saturday out there so far. Hope everybody had a great Saturday evening. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be talking about the storm system moving across the country, and also we're going to talk about the tropics here just a little bit as well. We got one little system here over the north central tropical Atlantic of around St. John's Island. We got a lot of flare up down here in portions of the Caribbean Sea, and also across South America, Central America, and also in the Eastern Pacific as well, and also out toward the Hawaii region as well. As you can see here, we got one little system here over portions of southeast Canada producing some winter precipitation from Pennsylvania up to Maine. Then we got another system here moving across the central U.S., which is going to bring some severe weather to a portion of Texas, maybe over toward Mississippi, Alabama, and also Louisiana, maybe Arkansas coming up tomorrow, and then maybe a little bit of severe weather across portions of Florida, Georgia, maybe southern South Carolina. We will talk about that in tonight's video as well. Then we got another system moving in on the west coast. You can see it moving in out west toward Washington, Oregon State, and also a portion of California region as well. And then another system behind that one as well. Alright, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Also like these videos, share these videos, and let's continue to get the show on the road there, folks. Alright, you can see here's that major winter storm. We got got heavy snow, freezing rain, and also mixed precipitation and snow from portions of Virginia, D.C. to West Virginia to Tennessee to Kentucky, back to Missouri, portion of Kansas, and also Oklahoma region, and also back into Nebraska and Kansas, portion of Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio region. Then we just got some plain snow from portions of New York State to portions of Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, up here around the Great Lakes region, up here around Lake Superior. Also back into portions of northern Illinois, back to portions of South Dakota, Wyoming and Colorado, a little bit over Montana, and also Wyoming, Idaho, and northern Nevada and northern Utah. We got thunderstorms and showers from over here from the Outer Banks of North Carolina through North Carolina to South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana region, portions of Florida Panhandle, and also in the yellow slashed area from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas. Some severe weather possible in that region. And then we got rain showers over here in portions of Washington, Oregon State, Northwest California, a little bit inland areas, mixed precipitation elsewhere from Washington to Idaho to portions of Oregon State and Northern California regions as well. Excuse me. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Sunday. Alright, now here's a look at your Monday forecast. You can see we got snow from up here from near Vermont to New York State to Lake Huron, Lake Superior region, Michigan, northern Michigan, to Ohio to Pennsylvania, over toward Rhode Island, D.C., New Jersey, down toward Maryland area. Let's see, also we got some heavy snow proportion of D.C., Maryland, Ohio, back to Indiana, snow in portion of Illinois and western Tennessee, mixed precipitation across portion of Tennessee as well. Also in the portion of North Carolina, there's some freezing rain from Kentucky to West Virginia, northern North Carolina. Then we got thunderstorms and showers for the Outer Banks of North Carolina through South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, the Gulf of Mexico, portion of Florida, Atlantic coastal waters. Snow flying over here in South Dakota, back in Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Nevada, Utah, Colorado region. Then mixed precipitation over portions of Idaho, Washington, Oregon State, portions of Nevada, California, and it's some showers along coastal areas of Washington and Oregon State, and a little bit inland areas as well. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Monday. Alright, here's a look at the current watches, warning, advisory map for your location across the nation. Alright, as you can see, we got winter weather advisory stretching from Washington State to Oregon to Idaho to Montana to portions of Utah, Colorado, North and South Dakota, also portions of Nebraska, Kansas, portions of Oklahoma, all the way to northern Arkansas through Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, all the way over to portions of Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, portion of Iowa, over in portion of Kansas, over to Missouri, southern portion of Nebraska. There's a blizzard warning in the red. Then we have winter storm warning from Kansas to Nebraska, all the way over to portion of Virginia, DC, Maryland vicinity. Winter storm watches there as well. Also winter weather advisory. Lake effect snow warnings in effect for portion of New York State, portion of Northeast Ohio, portions of Pennsylvania. Freeze warnings in portion of Georgia and northern Florida. Frost advisories for central Florida. River flood warnings still continue for Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, East Texas. Wind advisories down here in areas of Oklahoma and Texas. Also, we have red flag warning for much of Arizona, portions of West Texas. And let's see, we have some air quality alerts there as well in North Texas. And then high wind watches, wind advisories over southwestern areas of California. We have cold weather advisories for portion of Montana, North Dakota, and portion of Minnesota. And then we have small craft advisory, gale warning, storm warning stretching from Maine to the Florida Keys. Then again from the Panhandle of Florida back to southeast Texas, east of Mexico. Also portion of California up to Washington State. Also around the Hawaiian Chain Island with flood watches along coastal areas. And then also around the Alaska area with some freeze and spray warning in the blue. Winter weather advisory inland of Alaska. Alright, let's take a look at the severe weather perspective of this video. Here is your convective outlook for Sunday. As you can see, we've got general thunderstorm from Corpus Christi to portion of Kansas City, Jefferson City, over to Evansville, Kentucky, also Columbus, Georgia, Dalton, Alabama. Then we have a marginal risk from Houston over toward New Orleans, Mobile, Birmingham, also Jackson, Memphis here included, Little Rock to Shreveport to Lupkins, just northwest of New Orleans, slight risk. And then they have added a enhanced risk for Greenville, Mississippi, portion of Jackson, Mississippi, and also eastern portion of Louisiana, Alexandria area as well. Let's take a look at the tornado probability for this. As you can see, we have a 10% to yellow, 5% in the brown, and we have a 2% in the green area. Alright, let's take a look at the damage and winds. We have a 30% in the red, 15% in the yellow, 5% in the brown. And then take a look at the large hail, 5% in the brown from Memphis to New Orleans to Lupton, Texas. Alright, and let's take a look at day 3, which is your Monday. Alrighty, as you can see, I told you they would issue a marginal risk over a little further to the east. We got general thunderstorms up around Wilmington to Columbia to Charleston to Columbus, Georgia, just east of Mobile, Orlando you included, Tampa. And then we have a marginal risk from Tallahassee to Jacksonville to Savannah, Georgia, a little bit in southern South Carolina as well, and also just southeast of Columbus, Georgia, Dalton, Alabama you included in this as well. Probability should be 5% here in this area. Would not be surprised that marginal risk could be stretched up into the Carolinas possible in later forecasts. So would not be surprised to see that marginal risk maybe lifted a little further to the north. Alright, and finally let's take a look at the GFS model snowfall totals over the next 16 days. You can see here we got heavy snow over much of Canada, also much of the northeastern U.S. stretching down into Pennsylvania, West Virginia, all the way into ports of Illinois, Indiana. You can see the model is showing about 20 inches of snow in some areas, 16. We even have a 6 to 9 inch total stretching along the Appalachian Mountains, from Virginia to western North Carolina, maybe even upstate South Carolina, excuse me, even just northeast of Atlanta. Then we have about a 2 inch to maybe a ½ inch of snow possible for central and southern South, maybe for central South Carolina as well, over into North Carolina, down toward Louisiana, Texas. Model sniffing out a little bit of snow maybe with northern Mexico. Heavy precipitation also in Colorado to Utah. Also in the portion of Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, back into southwestern Canada as well. Lighter amounts expected elsewhere. And then where there's no clear, it's supposed to be just rain expected in that vicinity. Alright, well I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. We'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday evening, folks. Take care and also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got